guide you through the ins and outs of a lifestyle that's transformed not just our lives, but the lives of countless women navigating the waves of perimenopause and menopause. Whether you're here to shed weight, understand your body better, or simply find a community that gets it, you're in the right place. So sit back and enjoy the next few minutes as we tackle the hot issues of today. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I think I'm good.
Yeah. We got a lot going on.
That's crazy.
Troubleshooting.
Yeah.
All the stuff. Yeah.
Technology.
Yeah.
Summer.
How are your boys doing?
Oh, they're good. We got to fit in a play date, which is highly needed in the summer. They were starting to feel lonely.
Yeah.
And so we created a play date. So my house was full of boys and worked in the midst of that. So I think all is well.
Yeah. I'm doing the same. I realized last night as I stepped out, I've spent a lot of time in my office doing a lot of prep work for some projects we have going on. And I'm like, oh, it really is hot out there.
Mm-hmm. But then it's not, because that storm came and then it was like cold.
Yeah. Well, and are you watching the news?
Yeah, we're getting some more storms.
Oh, yeah. So I have a lot of beefs with that because number one, I'm tired.
You love storms. You love them really so much.
I'm more annoyed at anything right now because I have spent probably 90 hours in the office and working hard on these projects that we're working on. We'll announce them coming up soon, hopefully, but we're working on a lot of stuff. And so I'm tired. And when it comes time to go to bed, why is it that tornadoes always come at night?
At night, right?
My husband's working a lot of overtime, so he's in bed by 8 because he's got to be up by 3. And it was like, what was it, 10 o'clock last week?
Yeah.
And the sirens go off, and I'm like, is this serious or not? Because here's another beef I have. If we're mentioning beefs, it used to be when you had a tornado warning, it meant tornado has been sighted on the ground and get to cover. Like it was a serious thing. Now, I don't know if it's the old system that they have, but now if there's a part anywhere in your county, then the tornado warnings go off. And it may or may not be a tornado. It may just be favorable for a tornado. Well, that used to be called a watch.
Right.
Now it's a warning. And that's when you get my zoo down into the basement, of which it's an old Michigan, like creepy, not these cool ones they have today. There's spiders that live down there. Is it really necessary to get 3 cats, 2 dogs, a lizard? I just left the lizard up there last time. I'm like, you know what? If the kids wanted to save his life, they would have taken him when they moved.
Right.
But they didn't. When do we really go to the basement? And it was serious we didn't have church Sunday because tornado hit the place. And so, yeah.
And you love storms to begin with.
No.
Like that's your favorite. Like you've never had any trauma or fears or any of that sort.
I've never thrown my child across the room when he's 6 months old. Never.
Nope.
So I'm just like, can you just tell me when to go to the basement and I will go. And I'll take cover and I'll be serious about it.
Yeah. Because they did do something like the last 2 years where they turned the sirens on for just a severe storm.
Yes.
And like I get that there's a lot of people that are caught off guard and they don't like take cover, and then they are the ones that are affected by that.
Yeah.
But we can literally see what's going on outside. We could hear it. We know, there's a storm, and man, the wind's blowing. Like we need to stay away from the windows. But we don't know if that is a tornado or not.
No, we don't.
It's a storm. So
No.
There,
And I
yeah,
think all these clickbait, these meteorologists, somebody said, well, I trust this meteorologist with my life. And I'm like, I don't trust a meteorologist as much as I trust a politician. They
mm,
all, they all have something to do. They got to have a job, right?
yeah, yeah.
And yet in the same breath, I'm grateful for them because they'll, you know,
They'll tell you. They'll tell
anyway,
you
that's our
that
beef.
there's a tornado on you.
That's our beef of the day.
So yeah, we have
Oh,
one coming.
tomorrow.
And it's tomorrow. It's not today.
I think it's Wednesday from what I'm seeing.
No. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe. Okay. Well, here I
Wednesday.
was prepared for a big old storm today, and not today.
No, it's nice and blue outside. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's Wednesday. So,
Well, maybe baseball will be canceled then instead of
I
golf.
bet it will. It's supposed to start about 2:00.
Okay.
And it's like, it's, it's so funny. I just saw this graphic from a meteorologist and they gave all the red where it's going to come in, Indiana. And then they had this like two lines drawn across the map. And it said, if you're in this side of this lines, that's really serious.
Oh.
And they just hand drew them in there.
And that's tomorrow, and it could change. The weather changes all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. I don't know anything about weather. I just know that when it storms, I'm outside looking at it.
It's my husband. And, I wouldn't necessarily be afraid of them. But while he's standing outside watching the clouds, I am the one inside putting all of the animals in the basement. So I think he just doesn't want to do that job because our Great Dane hates the basement and he's like this all the way down. And our cats, well, you don't tell a cat where to go anyway.
No.
So.
I think we can. I have a thought that can segue into what we're about to talk about today.
I was wondering how we were going to connect this one.
Yeah. So the fact of, you've got the people who are the storm watchers.
Mm-hmm.
And then the people who have this fear because of all the information that they're being fed, and they don't know what to do.
Overwhelmed.
They're overwhelmed. They are like, I don't know what's up and what's down. I don't know which meteorologist to believe.
Yeah.
I don't know what influencer out there to believe.
Yeah.
And
I see the connection you're making.
Yeah. So what, I was thinking in my head today when I'm like, okay, what are we going to even talk about today? Because I feel like we don't repeat a whole lot, but we share what's on our minds and what's been, the question for us of like, what are the other influencers even talking about? Like and as I was like doing this, I'm like, this is interesting because we've been in the same boat. We've been a company now for what? 8, because you had your 9th
9 years.
Anniversary, and so in 8 year you've been a company, and so you have 8 years of data. And when we first started, we were very basic, we were very simple with the ketogenic lifestyle. And then as it became a fad, as everybody was like realizing, oh, there's a lot of people out here that go on this diet and are losing weight, and so I'm going to try it too. But they didn't necessarily, that's when the food companies started to chime in and like, oh, let's get some money here.
Yeah.
And overcomplicate it.
Yeah. Because if I'm honest, in our data and our record keeping and all of that, our program was the most successful the first 3 years that we opened because we had the formula, we had the answers. Then the weight loss shot came out. Then all of these fancy shiny objects came out, and we were forced. I mean, you go based on what your clients are going to do.
Yeah.
And, we're honest with them. Hey, you want the most weight loss? You want to keep the weight off? This is the way you do it. Well, it's a strict standard, really. We don't see shiny objects in that program. So those are for the serious people who are like, hey, just get this weight off of me. But then, like you said, we've got the keto companies out there, air quote keto, bringing this junk food, bringing these treats in here, bringing all of these supplements, muddying up the pool of what do I really do? And then we got these weird, diet rules. And I put the carnivore people into that as well, Not that the carnivore doesn't work, but it's just not sustainable for life.
Right. Right.
Minus the,
for everybody.
Minus the 2.3 men who can do it for 10 years and say, I think you're lying.
Right.
It's just not sustainable. And it's not conducive towards women's hormones.
Right.
All those factors in there. So then they bring on all of these. Well, you can lose it quicker this way. You can do it this way, and then it muddies up the pool. And you've got not as success driven results as you do when you first started.
Right. But then with all of that being said, because there's a lot of influencers out there, there's a lot of, keto doctors, there's a lot of or keto focused doctors, there's a lot of influencers that have been keto as long as we have, and they too got distracted. They got like all these, like, you started seeing people wear yellow glasses, and I'm like, why are we wearing yellow glasses now? How does it and then you've got, I don't know, like it just was overcomplicated. And then they too had an awakening of like, wait, maybe it's not because of all these things and we've overcomplicated. Like, why are people turning away from the ketogenic lifestyle now? Why are they, taking overwhelmed with all this information? And there's so many books written about it. So many, this is the new studies. This is what we should be doing. This is how we detox our liver. Because like, I'm not saying that none of those things work. I think it's important to eventually, when you have gotten to a point of living the ketogenic lifestyle, your body still needs to detox. It still needs to, process what lifestyle you've changed to.
Right.
But ultimately, when you get distracted, then you're seeing a change in your body weight because you're inviting all these other ideas of other people into your lifestyle. And then you're like, well, why is this not working for me? Why is this, overcomplicating? Why are we doing cold plunges every day now? Like, it's like,
right. And we got to the point where we weren't even using the word keto anymore.
No.
Because that had become so tarnished with all of these scams and all of these, things that quick weight loss and you don't have to give anything up. And I'm like, but it works. 130 pounds, 9 years. It works. And so, we are who we are. We have a program that works. And we're not sorry about it, right? And people are contacting us and saying, hey, you got something here that these influencers don't have. What are you talking about? And frankly, it's old school keto. People are running back to this because they're realizing they're regaining the weight after the shot. It's not working. And we've overcomplicated things. And you and I felt this when we came back from the cruise.
Absolutely.
We felt what old school keto felt like. We came running back to it because we were so messed up and so toxified from all of that food, and we didn't even go crazy, but we came running back to it.
Yep. So what does that look like to be running back to the old school keto? And I'm going to put a side note and disclaimer. I'm like, I understand that our research improves over time. And,
absolutely.
I think that we can adjust some of the basic old school keto because we've learned from it. But essentially it comes back down to, like, what does it look like then to move forward with this old school keto?
Yeah. It's one word, I think. And we can add some words to it, but it's simplicity. Yeah. Just take it back to the basics. When you enrolled in our program, you got a keto Bible. That had everything you needed in it. Everything you needed to be successful. And when you get away from that, you complicate things. So they're going back to, and this isn't even crazy simplicity. This is not restriction. It's called meat, eggs, veggies, healthy fats, and whole foods. Simplicity.
Yeah.
Removing all, if you have something in your cupboard that's named keto, throw in the trash. If you have all of these supplements saying fat burning, throw it in the trash. If you've got to have all these keto treats, stop it. Right?
Exogenous ketones.
Throw it in the trash.
That's a lot. like I can go back through the years and see how many products that I
Oh, yeah.
purchased
Yeah.
because this is going to improve. This is going to, help, this and this. And it's, basically I wasn't feeling terrible. It was that I was distracted by all of those other things that were
Mm-hmm.
making me feel inflamed.
Yeah.
Those added, like the fibers that are added to these keto foods so that it can be a net carb versus like,
Exactly.
so it's
Yes. All of the word protein. This is the new fad. Protein added to these powders and foods, and um,
yes.
it's a scam. Eat meat.
Yep,
It's
you're gonna.
yeah.
It's you've got to prioritize your protein, but it's not like
Mm-hmm.
to the point where you're eating like a whole half a cow. It's
Mm-hmm.
making you sound like, if you're not eating a whole half
No.
a cow, then you're not getting enough protein. Well, let's
No.
let's make I think the new one for me, for my boys, which I don't disagree because they still like the pasta, but I do like organic and I try to do the
Mm-hmm.
best that I can. And I found one that has some protein in it and they like it because they don't
Mm-hmm.
get enough protein. I know that for a fact. But you've got to add protein to everything now.
Right.
There's
Right.
a
Because that's
drink
this.
that has protein in it.
Yeah.
Like that's not just a shake. There's like
Mm-hmm.
a bubbly drink, an energy drink
Right.
that it's a protein energy drink. Like
How do
what
we
is
know?
this?
How do we know they put protein in that? Like, you can slap anything. I watched this YouTube channel on how companies can get anybody to buy anything, and it showed the process of a regular Pepsi, how they make it, and how they make a protein Pepsi. They switch the label. They just put a different label on it and say, "Here you go." I mean, we fall for these things.
Yeah.
And if we went back to old school keto, if we went back to old school living, go have a piece of steak, go have, piece of fish, go get some avocado, go get, it's simplicity. We've
Mm-hmm.
complicated things, and then we blame keto for failing. Oh, I tried keto. What did you try? Well, I have all of these products, and and then when the product goes out of publication, they're stuck because they don't know what to eat because they don't have their products,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Keto never failed. We complicated it, and we are the ones that made it fail because we have all of these capitalistic products now that are called keto, and it's not really keto.
Yeah. I think the biggest reason why we overcomplicated it comes down to one root is that we were not willing to give up that social aspect that society tells us is, the norm, such as like when we do go out to eat or we go to a party or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
we feel like we still have to fit in with
Mm-hmm.
how people eat. I think the biggest change I remember is I just looked at my food differently.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was able to use my hands more instead of a fork and knife. Like, or I did
Yeah.
start using a fork and knife. Like if I'm eating a hamburger from a drive-through,
Mm-hmm.
then I've got to switch it up a little bit to make it like normal, I guess, like where it's just like you're just using a fork and knife now instead of, or you
Mm-hmm.
can just use your hand still. You're just
Yeah.
needing a napkin. So
Right.
it's like we are overcomplicating that because we are
Yeah.
afraid to give up that social aspect of
Yeah.
food and socializing with people.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know?
It really is that simple, which makes our Facebook Live very simple today. People are running back to the old style because it's working. They're
Yeah.
realizing that their shots, their products, they're spending so much money. My gosh, old
Yeah.
school keto is cheap. Just going back to the basics. Not saying that you'll never bring a keto treat in. I think there's places for that. I think there's places for some of those products that are not the greatest, but maybe you're traveling and you got, a carrying situation, or there's anything we say, there's always a, well, what if, right? We're
Mm-hmm.
talking in general terms here.
Yeah.
But what has happened is those what ifs have turned into an everyday. I just don't feel like cooking today, so I'm going to go get that keto bar with the tapioca fiber and the starch in it. Calling it keto, the carb tortillas that have wheat that spike your insulin higher than a potato, right? So it really is just a matter of, do you want something that works? Let's keep it simple. Let's go back to old school. You've got 2 coaches here who have lived it and are on year 9. Weight hasn't come back. It fluctuates. We go through our seasons of, hey, something's going on here. I'm in that one of those seasons right now. What's going on? I take my own advice. Go back to simple. Yeah. Back to the simple refrigerator outside of the grocery aisle. I tell you what, you don't find any of those keto treats on the outside of the grocery aisle.
Mm-mm.
In most groceries, it's you have to go inside the aisles. If you keep your foundational principles on the outside of the grocery aisle, you're going to knock 10 of these problems out in one sweep because they're just not in there.
Right. What do you think about? Safe. What do you think about the whole? It's kind of like I can just imagine like a boardroom of all these keto influencers out there saying, okay, the word keto has been tainted. Nobody wants to do it because it's not the new fad. So they've switched it to insulin resistant diet, or I don't even know what they call it, but they have used the word insulin as the main focus. And I don't disagree with that because, I mean, essentially it comes down to reversing your insulin resistance. But what is your thoughts on that?
I think if you have any. I think they're code words. And once people start picking them up, then they start, digging in and using these code shiny words. And I'm watching it in the GLP-1 world. They're talking about all of these things that, that we've talked about for years, and it's medicated. All of these code words, that we've used. Oh, it heals this. It heals insulin resistance. It heals while they're still shoving cupcakes down their mouth. No, it's not healing insulin resistance. You're not healing insulin resistance. You're masking it. And the minute you stop taking that drug, it comes raging back. And now it's being proven that it's coming raging back doubly and triply, along with the weight. I guess our old message is still pretty cool.
Yeah. I picture that as, if you're building a table, I love that one, that mindset of like, if you're building a table and you want your table to be a solid table that doesn't tip, like if you go to one of those restaurants and you've got a wiggly table, your legs are offset or the floor is. But if you're building your table, you can't just work on one leg and expect your table to be balanced.
Exactly. Right.
That is what we're talking about today. Yeah. It's like it's not just about, it is about simplicity. It is definitely about simplicity. But if you are not working on all of those table legs that have a different topic, like your social, mental, physical, all of those things at once, then you're going to wonder, like, why is my table still moving? And why is it still rocky? Why is it not flat? Right. And why can't I sit a marble on it and it be balanced? Right. So
so true.
It comes down to that, I think. Yeah. But that is not what we do,
guys. Yeah. No. Go back to simplicity. And if you forgot what that was, just reach out to us. Hop in our 3-month program. Get your life back in order. Realign, readjust, regroup, and you're going to be a different person by this time next year.
Yep.
Stop seeing shiny objects. It's not worth it. Not worth it, guys. All right. We're here every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock a.m. Every morning. KM Health Coaching is where you'll find us. Go find us on all the socials. We're there speaking truth every day. And that's all I got, Coach.
Yeah. That was it. That's good. Sometimes
that was it.
Our message just needs to be simple.
Simple message, simple healing. Absolutely. Yep. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.